All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace up the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Yeah.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to G.W.R. Gonzo's Wrestling Room, Monday, April 22nd, 2024. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. Also joined by Marcus Fine, like always. And then we're also joined by owner of F.E.W, Alex Bolton. How's it going, guys?
How you doing?
Good. Going great. Had a week off. Marcus had a vacation. Now he's telling me he's so tired he needs another vacation.
We are wore out.
Vacation from vacationing.
Well, we're going to jump right into it. Marcus, we'll go to you about your independent wrestling report.
All right, I got 4 shows to cover. All right, we're going to go back a week for the JICW. All 3 of us was there. Pretty good show, I thought. You guys thought it was pretty good too, right?
Yeah, I thought it was real good.
So, all right, let's see. I got to look at these. It's been a week. Okay, in the pre-show, Carrie Jean Brody defeated Vanessa Holiday via submission. And then in the main show, Tyler Scott defeated Tyler Lee Deputy in a nightstick on a pole match to become the new JICW light heavyweight title holder. Johnny Scratch defeated the face collector Jared Savage via count out. A couple people I was not familiar with, but I liked them. Vinny Ratlock defeated Ampo the Destroyer. I like those guys. I thought they were really good. Austin Ryan defeated Ace Roberts in a street fight. Then we had intermission, and then another group we were not familiar with, Power Trip, which was the PWE Tag Team Champions, defeated The Solution, which was the JICW Tag Team Champions. So now Power Trip is now the double champs. They hold both the PWE Tag Team Championships and the JICW Tag Team Championships. Trayvon Smith defeated Max Sterling. Avery Hertz defeated Aaron Atlas to become the new JICW Heavyweight Champion. And the match between Storm Garcon and Ari Alexander ended in a no contest. And that was for the ladies' title, and Storm Garcon is still the JICW Ladies Champion.
A couple of things real quick I wanted to touch on that show. First of all, Ari Alexander's great. I mean, she's fantastic. I think a lot of people that watch this show have seen her. But Storm Garcon, I've seen her now maybe 3 or 4 times. And I tell you what, she has stepped up her game. Her look, everything, presentation was fantastic. And she was fantastic in the ring. Fantastic match. Wasn't crazy about the finish, but I mean, it is what it is. But I thought it was a really good match.
Yeah, I was confused with the finish because you guys heard them call it, and I did not hear them call it. And then all of a sudden they were just done. It's like, okay, well, or that we just done, and you said somebody called it, and I didn't hear it. But
and then I wanted to give a shout out to Avery Hertz.
Mm-hmm.
I'd seen him a couple times before. Outstanding. Another one stepped up his game. A lot of promotions out there. You need to take a look at that young man. He was outstanding. His facial expressions, the whole package, everything was just just fantastic. So definitely want to give him a shout out. Really good show, really strong show. A lot of guys worked hard. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think that Avery Hurts Aaron Atlas match was match of the night for me. I mean, those guys were Avery was like 3 steps ahead of him. I mean, every time Aaron tried to do something, Avery was like right there. He knew what he was doing, and it's like, so yeah, a win and a title well deserved. Avery earned that. So
Also, Marcus, you got the names, but the hardcore match.
Austin Ryan and Ace Roberts.
That was a very good match too. Very hard hitting. Very good also.
Yep. And then he come back out and lost his tag titles. Ace Roberts actually wrestled twice.
Yes, he did.
So, but yeah, outstanding show. Stephen and crew did very well. So, all right. Kelly and I went on vacation. We went to the Microtorium, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, to see my buddies. Met a few new ones. Caught up with a few other ones I already knew, and pretty good show. They only had about 100. The rod run was going on last week, and all these cars, and the town was just busy. So I'm sure that's, but 100 is still pretty good on Wednesday. So it was more for the rod run than tourist season. But Pinky Shortcake defeated Little Cholo. The Micro Tiger defeated Nate the Gnome.
Little Cholo.
Little Cholo, she's a little Mexican girl. And
Okay. Well,
she was actually on the Discovery Channel show there a few times.
okay.
She's actually married to
my wife. Little Cholo.
Yeah, she's actually married to Micro Tiger behind the scenes. They're married to have a couple kids. So Nate the Gnome, he was new. I did not know him. He's a very nice fellow. Baby Jesus defeated the Micro Champion Psycho via DQ. And then that set up a match because Micro Tiger came in and interfered. So then it was Nate the Gnome and Baby Jesus defeated Psycho and Micro Tiger in the main event. So very well done. Very well done. What are you laughing about, Tony?
I've done lost it. Cracked myself up.
I'm going to do NGW. I got these results courtesy of Larry Hughes. Let me pull them back up. This was in Burnsville on Saturday.
What promotion did he just say?
NGW.
NGW.
Oh, okay. I thought you said a different. I thought you said a
No,
different.
I did not say that.
I was going to ask you how the hell you got those results.
Yeah, buddy. Anyhow, Larry Hughes at IDGW, not the unspoken promotion. Christian Cash defeated Nick Moss. Kenzie Black pinned Rory Shield. Zay Gates and Excalibur retain their tag team championship against, and he's got Scott Tyler on here, but it's Tyler Scott and Cecil Cerveza.
Scott Tyler.
I need to let him know that that's Tyler Scott, not Scott Tyler. But TK0 and Justin Danger defeated Tyler Matthews and Adam Rain. Now, I don't know that I know Tyler Matthews. I do know Adam Rain. And then the main event was Ace Anderson retained his Cruiserweight title against Thomas Keith. So now, Kelly and I, let me get this page. Back to Triple Crown Wrestling, Monticello, Kentucky. This just happened to happen because a show got canceled up here. We rerouted our vacation to go through Somerset and picked up a show that just happened to happen. Met up with my good buddy Joe Monroe, who I just did the interview with the week before. And let's see, I got to put these in order. So, Marty Clay defeated Tyler Lee Deputy via DQ. Cole Country Crusher, he's worked up here at JSEW a few times. Cole Country Crusher defeated Flynn Hendricks in a non-title match. Chris Crow defeated Charles Colton. Then we went to intermission. Eric Porter defeated Brandon Wolf via submission. And the main event saw Stan Sierra defeat Chris Michaels to become the new USWF heavyweight champion. And the stipulation was loser leaves the territory. And it was interesting because the owner of USWF came out and says You know, Boogie Woogie Man got kicked out of the territory once from losing. You can come back like Charlie Brown or something similar. And I thought, well, that's classic because there's probably nobody in this building but 4 people who knows what you were just talking about. So basically, he told the guy, hey, you can come back, put a mask on. So, very good show. Very good show. Those guys do outstanding work. Alex, you ever get a chance to go down and watch them? Like I said, you have to be on that side of the barricade. But solid show. Those guys are athletes. Not saying they're not up here. I'd like to see some of these guys come up here and intermingle a little bit. So I'd really like to see Marty Clay up here. He'd be good for IK3, I think.
Well, anybody looks good with IK3. So
this guy, he's ripped and very well. And it was good to see Tyler Lee Deputy 2 weekends in a row. What's going on?
I'll just read some of the comments.
No, well, I'm not seeing those. So
I'm working on getting them up.
But yeah, Tyler Lee Deputy, seeing him 2 weekends in a row was pretty cool. What's up, Justin? David? Billy Buzz? What's up there, Jordan? Tony don't start working there till Wednesday. I put in his application on last Wednesday, and they want him to report to duty Wednesday.
You better get to leaving.
I know. That's a long walk.
I'll give you a ride if you go down there.
You don't have to because I don't think my little cholo will. Okay, guys. I'm going to start with our my wrestling report, and I'm going to start off with Saturday night. I'm not going to run down the whole show, just the things that stood out to me. TNA Rebellion was on pay-per-view. I watched it. First of all, Full Metal Mayhem match with Eric Young and Frankie Kazarian. Them guys just beat the holy shit out of each other. I'll tell you what, man, it was brutal. And it felt like they really wanted to hurt each other. It really did. Pretty good match. Rough spot, table spot. They went off the top rope, tried to do a suplex to go through a table. Unfortunately, they clipped the table, and Eric Young's head hit the side of the table. Marcus, have you ever seen a table break? Not in the middle, but just like a big chunk of the table come out, just like like where his head hit. It broke that section, just a little, like where his head just that was it.
But you remember when Fit Finley went through a table and his leg? That's all went through the table was his leg, and he ended up cutting the tendons in his leg. You remember that years ago?
Yeah, I remember that well. With his, and I just found out today. I guess it didn't do it all the way, but it severed his ear.
Yeah, that's what Warren just said here.
That's why it was so much blood. But they did get it reattached. So, but there was a lot of blood in the end of the match, pretty quick. With him losing with a pinfall. But sounds like he's going to be okay. But it was a rough fall.
So they just overshot the table.
No, when they went off the suplex, they kind of missed it. I mean, they're supposed to go through it long ways, and they kind of clipped it, the side of it, and it was his head that clipped it. So yeah, it was pretty rough. Next up, match of the night for me: Josh Alexander and Hammerstone, Last Man Standing. Really good storytelling. I really love this match. Really good. And then the other match on the show was that I really liked was AKA Dolph Ziggler, now going by Nick Nemeth, against Moose for Moose's title. Moose ended up winning the match, but surprise at the end of the match, broken Matt Hardy showed up and back in TNA and attacked Moose. We'll see what happens with that. There's a lot of speculation on Matt Hardy. I heard that he did not sign a deal with them. He's just on a per appearance deal with them. I hear he's talking to WWE, or he's still talking with AEW, so we'll see what happens with him. Also showing up, Sami Callihan's back with TNA, and so is Santana, who left AEW. So they had 3 people come back for the show. That was a pretty solid show. I'll give it a solid B. It was enjoyable. The other show that I watched on Sunday night was AEW Dynasty pay-per-view. The first match that really stood out to me was Okada versus Pac. I thought it was really good. I'm still struggling with Okada a little bit. I know he's a great wrestler, there's no doubt. I just wish there was a little bit more backstory and people knew more about him, but or casuals. I'm not big. I haven't watched a lot of Japan wrestling like some fans have. But it was a great match. Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm had a great match. I thought it was fantastic. One of the best women matches that AEW's put on in a while. Enjoyed it. And then Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. Really, really great match. Maybe the match of the year so far. I mean, it's right up there. Now, some people say it's the greatest match of all time. I don't know about all that, but I thought it was really good. Really good storytelling. A lot of good pacing in the match. I really enjoyed it. And then the main event, we had Swerve Strickland versus Samoa Joe for Samoa Joe's AEW Heavyweight Championship. I thought it was a good match. I'm gonna be honest with you. I expected a little bit more. I thought it'd be a little bit longer. It was good. I thought it'd be great, and I didn't think it was great. Swerve did win the title. One thing that stood out to me, especially, I guess maybe some of it because after seeing Cody win his belt and the celebration that he had, and the fact that Swerve is the first African American champion for AEW, I thought it would be a bigger celebration. I thought the confetti come out. It lasted maybe 3 seconds. I thought maybe it was a mess up. I don't know. I didn't think. I don't know. I was not impressed. I'm not impressed with a lot of AEW's production. It's got to get better, in my opinion. But I thought it was a really good show. I really enjoyed the AEW pay-per-view. I give it a B+. But the camera shots and the production has to get better for me. Wanted to cover real quick was I guess we're not going to cover that right now. Can you guys hear me?
You're kind of froze up there, but
Okay.
there you go.
Yeah, it kind of froze up here. Yep. I was going to ask Alex to go ahead.
All right, now you get to go over your show on Sunday. This happens every so often.
Yeah.
In charge.
Oh, look. Marcus is the boss, like I've always said. So Sunday, it's the Knightstown Police Department benefit show. We have obviously a really good card planned. We got G.W.R facing Paul Hubris. If you haven't seen him yet, you're in for a treat. Obviously G.W.R's, Dastardly Hill. There they are.
There they are.
I took long enough on the first match. We have the Cornfield Mafia defending their tag team titles against the Move Makers. That match was set up last show. Move Makers prevented a beatdown on the Cornfield Mafia, so they were gifted a title shot. We got Cody Nunn versus defending his Mid-Continental title against Dylan Bostic. Mitchell Taylor is defending his F.E.W. championship against Max Sterling. That's going to be a great match. Good. Those guys. Those guys are. That's going to be one heck of a match. We have Lexi Green facing Shauna Reed. And in our main event, we have Brandon Day versus Michael Elgin in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Good old-fashioned style match, and one which they demanded. Well, Elgin demanded Mr. Fine's presence in.
Yeah, I did.
Sounds like a great show.
And I even got. This is the magazine where Mr. Elgin was number 14 in the PWI 500. I'm bringing this Sunday so he can sign it.
Yep.
We've already talked. Michael Elgin's only got a few more shows left, right? And then he's retiring.
He is retiring. I've had some discussions. But in the wrestling business, you never say never.
Right.
In the wrestling business, everybody knows that. I'm sure he will address that either beforehand, or maybe he loves taking the mic after the match, so maybe even after the match he might address that. So I know based on social media, at least, he's said that the 28th, which is my show, is his last show. I've had some communication with him, and we'll see where it goes on the day of the show. All ticket sales are obviously going to the Knightstown Police Department Cruiser Fund. Not a shot at the town council, Knightstown, or anything, but they kind of gypped our police department over here, so figured if anything I can do to help, and so all ticket sales are going to go to them.
Outstanding.
Can I bring up something?
Yes.
Well, this is to go back to Sunday. BMFX, I was not there. It was a show I was planning on being, but when the Kentucky thing worked out, I guess Jared Kripke and Michael Elgin had one heck of a match.
Yeah.
In the night, that was standing room only in Lafayette. I mean, they were packed in there, and from what I'm hearing, it was one heck of a show. I'm going to watch Skyconic stuff here after a bit, but
I heard the
didn't
same.
have results for that, but I hear it was fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard there was a couple hundred people there, a couple hundred fans there, and heard the whole show was real good from what I was told yesterday.
And Zay Gates defeated Hidari Friday night to become the new Outlaw champion. So Zay, buddy, congratulations! You just keep going.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, and Jonathan on IK3 as well. They both had a birthday.
That's true. Happy birthday, guys!
Yeah. But yeah, I seen that. It's like, oh man, he skipped the territorial. He went right to the Outlaw champion. So fantastic. So Zay,
definitely a shocker, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Alex,
I was shocked when I see that.
Anything else you want to cover? I'm gonna have you run through that about the show again at the end. But there anything else you want to cover before we move on?
I mean, is there anything you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, I've got something, and I definitely wanted to hear your view on it. And you don't know about this question, so there was a thing went on last week about people belonging or not belonging in pro wrestling, and I wanted to get you guys' views on that. I just want to say real quick, I think there's a place for everybody in pro wrestling. The only people I think that if you I can't even think of the word, but if the people that if they don't have a good character, maybe they don't belong in pro wrestling. But other than that, I think whether it's a ring announcer, whether it's commentating, whatever, I think there's a place for everybody in wrestling. That's my opinion. I've seen people attack ring announcers here of late. I've seen people attack wrestlers that they don't have enough training. Everybody's situation is not the same. I mean, don't get me wrong. Do I think people need proper training? Yes, they do. There's no doubt about that. But not everybody's got the same situation. You know, some people may have the money to go to a school. Some people may have time to go to the school. Everybody's situation is different. As long as people put in the work that they can put in, and the promoters use those people properly, and don't put them in the situations that they should be in, I think it can all work out. That's just my opinion. And I wanted to get Marcus' opinion on that also.
All right. Well, there is people that don't belong in pro wrestling, and that's your drama starters. People who look to cause trouble do not have any business being anywhere near the sport. But if you want to go with everybody has a spot, Zay Gates is a perfect example. That 2 years ago we were laughing at him because he was some skinny little kid gyrating around, acting like a big dope. And but now look at him now. I mean, he holds titles all over the state and is one of the best talents there is because he put the work in. Because somebody give that kid a chance. Everybody starts out green. They're not going to be perfect wrestlers. They got to look at Avery Hertz. That's another one. Look at Dylan Cole. They were crap at one time. I mean, I wouldn't say crap. That's not the right word. They were very green.
Yeah.
And look at them now. I mean, so yeah, and not everybody's cut to be a wrestler. Ring announcers, you got to practice. I mean, everybody has a spot if they don't cause trouble.
And let's face it, how many people? Okay, just go in independent wrestling in Indiana. How many people are going to make it to the next level? How many people out of Indiana is going to make it to NWA?
Well, very few. I mean, they
Handful?
tried. People who we thought
Handful?
would didn't do it.
Yeah, how many's gonna make the TNA? How many's gonna make it the Game Changer? How many's gonna make it the WWE or AEW? Very limited. So I mean, it's their dream, and I'm not saying they're going to turn it down, but how many people are going to get that opportunity? And there's talented people out there that deserve the opportunity. Being in the right place, right time, being lucky. There's a lot of different factors. But yeah, I think people, as long as they're put in the right positions, and I wanted to get Alex's opinion on this because he is a promoter, and you've got some really talented wrestlers there. You got some wrestlers that don't have a lot of experience. You've got you got a little bit of everything. So what's your feelings on that?
Training is a must, regardless on anything. And honestly, one thing that if you guys have been watching as the roster kind of changes a little bit, it's going from people that, oh, Jim Bob, trained me. I'm good. And then now it's like, okay, as a promoter, it's not necessarily for anything other than the safety of their opponent. I've personally called a match short because it did not look safe. Somebody said, "Oh, this person, they're trained. They've been out for a little bit, but they're trained enough to make it work." I called the match short. It wasn't safe. I do say that wrestling, there is a place for anybody in wrestling if you put in the work, the time that you can, regardless on the size, no matter what. There's a place for you in the business. It's just not necessarily on the other side of the barricade. As Marcus was saying, Kentucky has really strict laws and rules about that. Sometimes, you just need to stay on the other side of the barricade. There's always promotions looking for somebody to help. I know WCWO just made a post about a month and a half ago. They're wanting somebody to help run a camera, like a mobile camera. Obviously I could use people to help set up a ring. There's so many things in the wrestling business you can do. You don't need to go jump straight into a ring. That's how you get hurt. That's how other people get hurt. And it's not, if you're not safe, you shouldn't be in the ring. And yes, that's something I'm actually very passionate about because, if I put, just say I put, Bostic in a match with, this guy's he's okay, he's a little rusty, but he's okay. If I put him in the match and if Bostic gets hurt, it's not just the money from my show that that he's going to miss out on if he's injured. He misses out on all kinds of money because his music and everything else. So you got to weigh the risk versus reward. You can get, oh yeah, this guy, he'll charge you $10. He just wants to get some ring time. Well, go take that $10 to a training school and ask them. Like at a show is not a place to do that. Yeah. And just like Justin Danger just said, Alex kept me safe in my match for him when I had the concussion. He came in, he warned me. I made sure that there was no crazy spots. There is people that will work, hurt. And as long as they tell me so I can make the ultimate decision whether to work them, I'm okay with it. Honesty is key.
Well, see, and another thing is these people that say they're trained, and then you ask, well, who's your trainer? And you find out your trainer ain't any more trained than you are, and flipping around in the backyard ain't going to cut it. And you see that at times. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm trained. Well, no, you're not, because the guy who trained you wasn't trained. So how are you trained? So,
yep. I had a guy. I'm not going to name any names. I had a guy reach out to me and say, "Hey, I got this experience. But it's with the backyard fed. Can I come and maybe before a show and get a little bit of training?" And it's like, you can get some training. You can't just get in my ring and do what you want. You're not going to be working a show. You can come, you can, work with, Brandon Day. He comes early on. He's the first one at every one of the shows. He's more than willing to talk somebody through something. If he sees that you're messing up, he's going to tell you you're messing up because he's also very, very passionate about being trained in the business.
Michael Elkin, I've seen him call people out.
Yeah.
Hey, knock that shit off. You want to hurt somebody. I've seen him do it. So,
yeah, that's the reason why I mean, yes, I've gotten in the ring. I'm not trained, but I know enough where I'm not going to get hurt and I'm not going to hurt somebody else. I'll go in there and get my butt kicked. I shouldn't even be in the ring, but certain situations call for it.
And I've watched Congo too. I've seen him call out people.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't do that. It's like,
that's why I think it goes a couple things. One, I think there is a spot for everybody, whether it's if you're not a wrestler, you got ring announcer. There's all kinds of things to do. But I also think that because I always hear everybody complain about people not being trained right, being on shows. Well, who lets them on those shows? So to me, it goes back. That part of that goes back on the promoters. You shouldn't put somebody in your ring if you don't feel they're trained properly, or if whoever you have them working isn't comfortable being in the ring with that person. You need to get them more training before you're using them on shows. So I think in a way it goes back on promoters because we know a lot. We've gotten relationships with a lot of different promoters now, and for the most part, everybody. You can see the ones that pay attention to who's trained and who's not trained and who gets in their ring.
Yeah,
compared to the ones that don't. I think maybe some of these guys that are complaining about it, they need to maybe look at the promotions they're working for. Am I working in the right promotions that are caring about the business, or are they just caring about getting people in the ring and trying to make money?
Yeah, me personally, I don't want to mention the name, but I'm going to just because to get the whole situation out there. When Rampage was booking for me, he booked one of his friends. Oh, he's a little rusty, but he'll be fine. He got in there and he had a match with Mitch, and he almost hurt Mitchell Taylor. He put a risk on somebody that I hold a lot of value in my company because Rampage wanted to book his friend. So yes, it does. The responsibility falls back on the promoter, the owner, whoever's responsible for that. Don't just go with what somebody says. It's not hard to find training. You got Congo School, you got WCWO's training school, you got NEW's academy, you have all the White River Training Academy, you have all these options to go out there and get trained. Get trained.
David Kraft said he's a broken down old man, but he can sure ring the hell out of a bell.
That's true.
Well, look at me. I sat ringside for years before I got the opportunity to do what I'm doing because I couldn't referee, ring announce, do any of that. But picture taking for years on end finally got me somewhere. So,
and then another thing, I think some of the people that do the complaining about everybody shouldn't be in this, I think they need to realize that it's not just wrestling business. In any business you can get in, but not everybody has the same goals or the same dreams when they get in the wrestling business. Some guys get in, they're happy to work once a month in their town with their friends and stuff. Then you have people that take it that are trying to get to one of the big companies. But everybody has different goals. Just because your goal is to try to be maybe the best at it, and you might get there, you might not. But that don't mean that's this person's goal. Maybe it's just a hobby. But with that being said, you still got to take it serious.
mm-hmm.
But it's not going to be at the same levels as maybe you because everybody's not built the same.
Brandon Day actually made a post not that long ago, and if I can find it, hold on one second, because it actually fits this very, very, very well.
So Tanner?
Well, then like that. Justin Danger, Cornette, and Heyman started taking pictures. I mean, look where Heyman's at now. Oh, Heyman was like 14 and stuck his way backstage in the shows.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he actually shared it. He didn't write it, but it says, "Dear independent wrestlers, I'd like to read you this quote. My biggest mistake was thinking I could stay as good as I am, only wrestling twice, or even once a month. That was said by Cody Rhodes. Get in the ring, get training is the moral of the story."
One thing, and I don't think he'd care because he put it out on his Facebook page, and I seen it yesterday. Jordan James put out a thing yesterday, I believe, and he talked about everybody's different, and people were asking him, "Why do you work for free? Why do you work some shows for free?" He said, "For one thing, I have a good job. I'm not depending on this to make my living, and I get better every time I'm in a ring, and I said, don't get rusty." And he said, it's everybody's different. I mean, there's people that just work with, like he was saying, one show a month for one particular place.
Mhm.
And they may be decent. They may not be the best in the world. They're never going to make it anywhere else, but they may draw for that company. That's all it matters. If that promoter's happy with that person and that person is doing a good job and he's not hurting anybody and the fans come out to see him, what's wrong with that?
And let's just be honest, with Jordan James, he's been offered money to go other places. He's
well trained.
Yeah, he's great. Well, I mean, obviously, he's very well trained, and he's a good character. He's one of the best heels in the state. One of the best heels.
Definitely. Well, Marcus and Chris and me, I think he was probably all on our list. I think a top 5 last year.
Yeah,
it was.
And I remember right, Marcus?
Yeah.
I think he froze up. I think we're all froze.
No, he just froze up. Can you see me, Alex?
Yeah, I see you.
So that's how good he is. So I mean,
those guys. Can you hear us, Tony?
We're froze now.
No,
I can hear you.
I guess it's back to me again.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's something that I agree. Promoters need to do better at. If somebody's not trained.
No, promoters need to do their homework. And I'm not telling promoters what to do, but if a guy shows up that absolutely nobody heard of, there's a reason for that. You need to find out why. No. Because he isn't working somewhere else because they won't let him. So people just show up and say, "Hey, and Mark House is an example of somebody that just showed up and everybody's like, "Oh, who is this?" But he had to prove himself. And once he did, he did. But you got those other people who come in and say they're fantastic and they ain't worth a darn, and it's like
exactly.
Tony, can you hear us now? It's not.
Yeah, I can hear. Okay. Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you, but you got to call me when I say so.
Hey, Billy, you can hear us if you're unmuted.
Yeah, Billy said he couldn't hear us. He had it muted.
We can't help you with that, Billy. You got to push your own button.
Okay, guys. We're gonna move on. Next thing I have is tonight on Monday Night Raw. They're going to be crowning a new women's champion. Rhea Ripley had to give up that belt. I'm gonna give you guys the names, at least the names that's been released so far. Now they could add somebody in that I don't know about later on, and see if everybody wants to give a pick who they think is going to win. Here are the people: Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Maxine Dupree, Chelsea Green, Natalya, Katana Chance, Indy Hartwell, Zoe Stark, Caden Carter, Candice LeRae, Shayna Baszler, Tegan Knox, Piper Niven, and Ivy Nile. So out of those people, what are you guys thinking? Chris, I'll let you go first.
Now, the winner gets the belt?
The winner of the Battle Royal gets the championship.
Nia Jax. Okay. I know that's going to make Marcus and Austin happy. But
I'm going to say it's going to be Liv Morgan. I want it to be Zoe Stark, but I think it's going to be Liv Morgan.
Okay, that's exactly what I was going to say. I want it to be Zoe Stark, but it'll probably be Liv Morgan. That's exactly what I was going to say.
That's what I think, and it could be Becky maybe, but I'm going to say Liv Morgan. Alex, what are you thinking?
Storyline wise, it's going to be Liv, unless they swerve us, and because Nia Jax has also had a history with Liv Morgan, and she's on this revenge tour, but eventually, before Rhea comes back, Liv's going to have the belt.
And who knows? You might have a surprise entrant come in there and take it.
Charlotte Flair, she's cleared.
I was thinking Alexa Bliss or somebody who just wasn't expecting to show up. And
it is rumored that she will be there.
Alexa, shut up. I got her started for the
Aren't they? Are they doing the draft? Didn't the draft start tonight? Or
That starts Friday.
Friday.
Yeah. Oh, they're starting on SmackDown.
Starts SmackDown and then it continues on the following.
Billy Austin would probably pick Liv Morgan, if I had to guess.
Is it she the one?
He's a big Liv Morgan.
Is she the one that hurt Rhea?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of weird.
I think she's turning heel. I think they're turning her heel.
Yep.
Liv Morgan. So, okay, guys, the last thing I have a bracket from top tens. It's the best pro wrestling submissions. It's according to their list. Start off with number one.
Hold on. Okay, I think we're back.
Go back.
Yeah, you're back.
The internet's terrible tonight.
Okay. Number one is the Sharpshooter versus number 16, Rings of Saturn.
Sharpshooter?
We'll say.
I always like the Rings of Saturn.
I wasn't paying no attention.
Okay, Sharpshooter.
I was reading the comment here.
That's a good thought, though. All right.
Thanks,
Mr. Sparks.
Liv will be in the last two.
Who do you think will win it then?
That's a possibility. Sharpshooter. Well, we're messed up again.
I think Alex is messed up too.
No, I'm going
to say Sharpshooter.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know if it should have been number one. Are we all together here?
Yep.
You guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes. Can you hear us? I don't think so.
Can you hear me now?
Number 2, Hell's Gate versus the number 15, Mandible Claw.
Oh, shoot. The Mandible Claw. That's the one you always got on the video game because you knew you'd win automatically.
Yeah.
Automatically. You put that on no matter what you did, you won. So
speaking of video games.
Yeah, I see that. Yep, they're gone. I don't know the rest of the bracket.
Yeah, well, I don't know if anybody else knows that's in here knows this, but Wednesday I'm also going to be live on Wish TV, me and Crow.
What time is that?
It's going to be 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. It's live the Lifestyle Live. It's directly following the newscast.
And that's on Channel 8, right?
Channel 8, yep.
CBS? Okay. I'll have to set that up. You're going to be talking about this show, I assume?
Some breaking news about the show as well.
Ooh, breaking news.
I was going to break it on you guys, but once I seen the, 500,000, daily viewers, so I was like, okay, I'll wait.
Top fucking liver.
Yeah.
Are you back?
I think so. So I heard we're chopped fucking liver here.
Yep.
Well, Alex is going to be on the news on Wednesday. I don't know if you heard that. Or on the TV.
I was going to break it on your guys.
Hey, I understand. I'm just giving you shit. Okay, guys, we didn't hear number 2 Hell's Gate versus number 15 Mandible Claw.
Mandible Claw.
See, that's what I thought. But they had Hell's Gate 2 and Mandible Claw 15. I think Mandible Claw. What do you think? Okay, next up, number 3, Figure 4 versus the Figure 8.
Ooh.
Which is Charlotte Flair's move.
Figure 4.
I would say figure 4 because without the figure 4, you don't have the figure 8.
We've been seeing a lot of figure 4s here as of lately. I mean, that's starting to resurface. I'm pretty impressed with that. So I'll go figure 4 as well. In fact, they used it down in Kentucky too, and we've seen it at G.W.R and a few other shows. I think it was at F.E.W. there, one of your last shows too, Alex, that the figure 4 was pulled out.
Yeah, probably.
Next up, number 4, Walls of Jericho versus the LaBelle Lock.
Walls of Jericho.
Yeah, I'm going Jericho.
I like the
LaBelle.
LaBelle. I like the LaBelle Lock though because it looks more legitimate. But Jericho, I love Jericho too much.
Okay.
Yeah, give me the Walls.
Okay, next up we have number 5 versus number 12. 5 is, and a couple of these are kind of the same. So, but this was their last. Number 5, a sleeper hold versus number 12, Lion Tamer.
Lion Tamer.
Yep.
Yeah, because the sleeper holds not. Yeah. There ain't much
So I
to
don't
it.
think it was.
Well, one time a sleeper hold was big. I mean,
Yeah.
it was pretty big back in the 70s, but not anymore. Lion Tamer. Okay, next up we have number 6 versus 11. Number 6, Crippler Crossface versus the Calf Killer.
Crippler Crossface.
Crippler Crossface.
Regardless on
Who
anything,
the hell done the
tied to
Calf
that
Killer?
move.
I think it's Calf Crusher. They said Killer, but Calf Crusher is AJ Styles uses the Calf Crusher. Next up, we have number 7 and number 10. Number 7, this is what it said, guys. Armbar versus number 10, a Kimura lock.
The list of 1,004 holds.
It was not the R bar.
I think it's going to be the Kimura lock.
Yeah.
There's no comparison.
Yeah.
Next up, number 8, STF versus number 9, Angle. Well, I call it the angle lock, but the ankle lock.
What was the ankle lock? It was more dangerous.
I'd say it looked more dangerous with Angle doing it. Just depends on if it's Angle doing it.
Yeah.
If it's Angle doing it or like Chad Gable doing it, then yeah. But I mean, I'd probably still say the STFU.
What do you think, Chris?
I'm gonna say, I don't know. I'm gonna go with ankle lock. That's a close one for me.
I think so too.
Because that STF position sucks.
Yeah. Number 1.
I've been in that position in amateur wrestling before. That shit ain't no fun.
Number 1, sharpshooter versus number 9, the ankle lock.
They didn't have no camel clutch.
Nope. I
You
don't know.
remember the Weaver lock?
Yep.
Kelly's cousin brought that up over the weekend. Says, "Hey, who did the Weaver lock? Johnny Weaver?" I said, "Boy, that's old school." But anyhow, Kelly asked me.
Well, do you know who else did the Weaver lock? You remember who else did the Weaver lock for a while?
No.
Dusty Rhodes.
Yes. Now that you mentioned it.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll go with the sharpshooter.
So we got sharpshooter versus angle. Sharpshooter, angle lock.
Sharpshooter.
Well, correct. That's a good point.
Next up, 4 versus 13, Walls of Jericho. Yep, I agree. Versus the Lion Tamer. Which was very similar.
Walls of Jericho.
Walls of Jericho.
The same thing.
Or Lion Tamer.
Walls.
The Lion Tamer kind of set back more on. I guess maybe.
I'll go with the Walls.
More famous, I think.
Who put the
Next
armbar
up,
in
Mandible
there?
Claw versus the Kimura lock.
Mandible
That
claw.
was them. I don't know.
I'm gonna still do that mandible claw. Yeah, but the armbar wasn't even really a submission hold.
See, they had the mandible claw. They had the mandible claw at 15.
Yeah, that's way underrated.
Mandible claw. Next up, figure 4 versus the crippler crossface.
I'm still at figure 4.
History-wise, figure 4. I personally like the cripple crossface more, but history-wise, like in the business, figure 4.
Yeah, I'd say figure 4.
Okay, we're down to 4 guys. Sharpshooter versus the Walls of Jericho.
I'm still going to go sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter. Yep.
Then mandible claw versus the figure 4.
Mandible claw.
Jinx.
I'd say figure 4.
Mandible claw.
See, I don't know, man. I don't know. Mandible claw, figure 4. Billy Buzz likes Greg the Hammer Valentine figure 4. Man, I don't know.
Would you rather have your kneecap busted or somebody's 2 fingers stuck down your throat so far that you can survive one?
Some people are kinky. They might like 2 fingers down the throat. I don't know. Guess depending on who they are. Oh, Lord. You should know better to ask me that, Marcus. I guess it's mandible
I knew
claw.
Marcus. As soon as Marcus said that, I knew where you were going with it.
Okay, guys. Sharpshooter versus the mandible claw.
I'm still going sharpshooter.
Mandible claw beat the figure 4.
Mandible claw.
Wow.
Sorry.
Mandible claw.
I love the mandible claw.
Number 15 is going to win it all.
What's the final 2?
Sharpshooter versus mandible claw.
I gotta say sharpshooter.
Mick versus Brett. Who's got it?
Kelly says sharpshooter. Warren says sharpshooter.
I think we lost.
Yeah. Mandible claw.
Yep, looks like we're going to be sharpshooter.
Dang. Made a run, though.
Let me ask you guys a serious question. Do you think the sharpshooter was? Do you think sharpshooter was better than the figure 4?
No,
I
that's
probably
all-
wasn't figure
I-
4.
That's who put it on.
My personal, I'd have had the figure. I'd have had the figure 4 win it all. But but to me, I don't know. It's just one of them old. It's probably a submission. Probably one of the submissions I saw the most, especially when I was growing up.
Yeah.
That's
Probably
just
one I
saw.
that camel clutch would have won if it was on the list.
And how many people submitted to an armbar?
70. What would have?
How many people submitted to an armbar? I
didn't
don't
hear
know
what he said.
anybody will submit to an armbar.
Yes. I think they must be talking about the armbar, like the food, not the it's Fuji armbar.
You're talking about like the armbar, like Rousey uses, like MMA armbar.
Yeah, I think that's what they're talking about.
Well, that's
They
all.
put the-
Not just the regular armbar.
Where they put the legs
Yep.
up over and stretch the arm out.
Yep.
Okay,
Kind of like
well, that makes more sense. I'm thinking.
MMA armbar.
Yeah.
Should have had the abdominal stretch on there.
Abdominal stretch, yeah. Wilbur Snyder, baby.
I can't.
No.
Oh, no, maybe they did have it.
70s and 80s, the ones I seen the most was the sleeper and the figure 4.
What was that one that
I
Undertaker
saw a lot of the
did
sharpshooter.
for a few years? Like he chokes him out with his leg. Like he pulls their head down against his leg. Like they banned it
Oh, that was
storyline.
It was on here.
Was that Hell's Gate?
Hell's Gate, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was something else. My bad.
Yeah, that was Hell's Gate.
That's basically like a triangle
Triangle.
choke
Yeah, triangle choke.
with your
Yeah.
legs.
Dragon Sleeper was good. Yeah, how do you not have the camel clutch on there?
Yeah, I would have. That would have been a vote every single time for me.
Camel clutch.
and then the one Slaughter
Cobra
used,
clutch. Cobra
Even a
clutch.
Boston crab.
Cobra clutch.
Even a Boston crab. You used to see that a bunch back in.
Yeah.
I know you don't see it as much now, but you
No.
used to see a Boston crab a lot.
Well, really, Boston crab is very similar to Jericho's.
Crossface chicken wing.
I was just getting ready to say that's what we forgot. The cross-faced chicken wing. How can you forget
Yeah.
the cross-faced chicken wing?
Backward.
But not only Backlund, do you remember when George Animal still used to use it?
Somewhat. But all I remember
I don't
him
remember that.
I remember one time
doing
I was
turnbuckle.
watching him wrestle a jobber, and he put that crossface chicken wing, and that dude's arm it dislocated, and it never moved, and I'm like freaking out.
Was
I
that
remember that.
pre-80s?
I remember Backlund doing it because Backlund would go nuts.
He'd go crazy.
Yeah, Backlund would go crazy.
Was that pre-80s? Was that before he started chewing in the turnbuckles and mine and the green tongue and
Yeah, that was when he was more vicious. Yeah,
See, when I remember him, it's more of the biting the turnbuckles
and had the doll and you and all that bullshit.
mine. All right, yeah.
Yeah, full Nelson. Yeah. Even
Full
a half
Nelson,
Nelson.
and what was Lex Luger's?
Torture rack.
Not very many people got out of that. And the full Nelson, some of the full Nelsons were big at one time. Billy Jack Haynes, there was others.
Chris Masters with the and it changed it to
Masters
the Master Lock.
What's the last they call it? The Hurt Lock or something like that?
Yeah.
Hurt Lock. Yep. Marcus, what's your favorite? Forget about the list. What's your favorite one?
Ooh. Well, I'll have to think about that. I'll have to get back with you. I like the Cobra Clutch. I mean, that's where Hulkamania started or ended. Started.
Used to see that back in old school. You don't see bear hugs very
Nope,
often
not
now.
very often.
Yeah, but we've seen a few of them lately here too. That's weird.
What about Chris? What's your favorite?
Either probably figure four and the sharpshooter. I was a big Bret Hart.
Wasn't that the same as a sharpshooter kind of scorpion?
Yeah, Scorpion.
Yeah, but I was a big Bret Hart fan growing up, and then
Billy Buzz.
What do you put?
Billy Buzz put a padlock in the sock. not to hell somebody.
and then figure four. But I've always been
I'm gonna say
a Ric Flair fan too. So then we're
figure four for effect during that time. That Dragon Sleeper, the way it was done, the way that what was his name again? That did that. But Muda did it, but there was another guy.
Nagasaki,
Mask guy.
Kendo
Wrestled in WCW. Come on, Warren, help me out.
Tiger Mask.
Warren says with the Iron Claw qualifier.
I'm trying to think who the mask guys were. Jushin.
No one Jushin. Ultimo Dragon.
Okay.
Who it was? He did that Dragon Sleeper. Yeah, the claw. We forgot about the claw.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch that again tonight. By the way, but
yeah, the claw was big. Baron von Raschke, Fritz von Erich, the Von Erichs.
Dick the Bruiser. Bruiser used it for a while. We did him on the abdominal area.
Yeah, but his was terrible. I love Bruiser, but his claw to the stomach was terrible. Bruiser's one of my all-time favorites, but that claw to the stomach was terrible.
Yeah, but it was the grunt. See, as my dad says, it's all the grunt. Because he
Yep, that's true. He had the grunt now.
We're watching criticize Bruiser.
Cocoa Butts. Bobo with the Cocoa Butts.
We're watching criticize the Bruiser. That's fighting words with Marcus.
Billy
no, he's right. It was all because he had that stupid look on his face and started grunting.
Did Steamboat have a? Billy Buzz asked about Steamboat. Did he have a finisher? I mean a submission. I think he just did like the crossbody for the most part, didn't he?
I say I don't believe he did. Yeah, him and like Tito had the same kind of crossbody roll him up.
Okay, well, guys, I think that's it. Alex, why don't you go ahead and run your spiel about your show this weekend?
All right, one more time. We got the obviously solid card for the benefit show for the Knightstown Police Department. Got Cody Nunn defending his Mid-Continental title against Dylan Bostic. The Cornfield Mafia defending their tag team titles against the Move Makers. Jacob Rose taking on Paul Hubris. It's going to be a really, really good match, those two guys. If you haven't seen Paul yet, guys, you guys will love him. He's from Scotland. We got Mitchell Taylor defending the F.E.W. championship against Max Sterling. Lexi Green facing Shauna Reed. And obviously the main event, which will be Brandon Day versus Michael Elgin in a 2 out of 3 falls match, old style, good classic style match. As I don't know if you guys heard, Marcus, there's been a lot, he's Elgin's winding down his career, and he's said a couple things on social media that this might be his last match. I've had a couple conversations with him, but we'll find out day of what the future holds.
It'll be a good
Also, David Kraft on there, some World Pro Wrestling on Sunday. World Pro Wrestling 31 is on Sunday. 3 o'clock bell time.
Danville,
What time's your show on?
6.
In Danville?
Bell time's at 6.
6 o'clock.
So if you really wanted to, if anybody's on here that wants to hit double shot, you really could. You hit them at 3. Their show ends about 4:45, 5 o'clock. You'd have plenty of time to drive over to Greenfield and hit F.E.W. at the H.J. Rick Center.
Yeah, see 2 great shows. And also this weekend, we have PopCon with WCWO. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Start at 10 on Friday. I know it's 10 to 7 on Saturday and 10 to 5 on Sunday. I do not remember Friday if it's 10 to 7 or 12 to 7. So you can look up PopCon. Whatever those hours are for PopCon is what time the wrestling shows will be, and it'll be all day long. There'll be a bunch of shows, great wrestling.
Or you can go to WCWO Facebook page.
Yeah, check that out.
They have information on
Super show. They got their Super Show Friday night.
It's true too.
And AACW in Sharpsville.
Yes.
Saturday. There's a lot of shows this weekend.
And what's his name has one too. New Era.
Yep.
I think that's on Saturday night in Shelbyville.
Yep.
That's true. White River's running on Sunday as well. Up in Fishers area.
Where's White River running?
I believe it's up in Fishers or Noblesville area. I'd have
that's
to look.
Probably that. Yeah.
That's
place.
Yeah.
I think it's at that place where they're usually at.
Yeah, that I can't remember, but that's a heck of a venue.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it either.
A lot of good wrestling this weekend. Sure. So go out there and check out the independent wrestling. Have a good time. Most places very affordable. So go check out wrestling. Tomorrow we'll be on the air at 7 with special guest Justin Grubb from AACW, and we'll be talking some about some of the stuff been going on with AACW and their show coming up on.
Are we going to talk
Saturday.
Are we going to talk about the drama?
I don't know. Who knows what they might talk about? I talk about scapegoat. You never know what they might talk about. Oh, scapegoat ain't out there. You'll get me. But we don't know what we're going to be talking about. A lot of stuff. So
yeah, you want to tune in. I know some things. So
yep, I know.
You want to tune in. That's all I'll say.
So we'll be talking about a lot of stuff tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Alex, thanks for coming on the show. We greatly appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me again. Anytime.
Everybody have a good night and go check out Monday Night Raw.
See who the new women's champ's going to be. Of course, you got to wait till 10 o'clock to see that.
It'll be Nia Jax.
Yeah, I don't know. They've got the tag team title match tonight, too. I think R-Truth and them putting the belts on the line.
It'll be the start of building the bloodline back up. Nia Jax going to win the title.
Hey, did McAfee does ringside commentary, right?
Yes.
I've seen a clip of some fan jumping the barricade and kicking him right in the face. Was that for real, or
I haven't seen it.
I don't know.
I'll
I
have to
hadn't seen
look
it.
it up.
I hadn't seen that
because he said
or heard anything about
looks
it.
over, the guy looks over and just plasters him like with a super kick. I'll have to see if bring it up and send it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I hadn't heard or seen nothing about
I
that.
hadn't either.
But yeah, he does Monday Night Raw every week.
I'll have to see if I got that. I thought I'd seen that one day.
I would say something's going to happen with him tonight because I know that Bob Carpenter, they're in Columbus, Ohio.
Yes.
So one, I wouldn't be surprised if AJ Hawk isn't there.
Yeah.
But then that Bob Carpenter played for Ohio State. He's going to be sitting right behind McAfee and Cole in the audience because they said that today on his show. So I wouldn't be surprised if something don't happen with Ohio State football or something during tonight. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
What kind of turnout did AEW have in Indy? Because I always seen maybe 2 people that actually went.
I've seen a bunch of people that went, but
They had, I know that place holds about 6,500. They had about half that.
I know Phoenix and his family went.
yeah.
Jordan Bell went.
Jordan Bell. I only seen like 2, though. I know the last one was here. A lot of them went.
Jordan Bell said he had kids he took. He said the first show they've ever been to, said they had a lot of fun. Said
Yeah, I
the
heard it
show
was a good show.
was a lot of fun. Like I said, the pay-per-view was very good. The last 2 pay-per-views have been very good. The one before that sucked, but the last 2 have been very good.
And Raw is in ending what?
June 24th.
They were in Fort Wayne yesterday for the Stunner, and they had at that arena they had about 6,000 people in Fort Wayne, about 6,500 people in Fort Wayne Sunday. I heard it was a real good show.
I saw somebody post about it. And said it was
Jeff Closer, one of the Dirty Birds, posted about it. He's not a WWE fan, but he said it was a great show.
Yeah, and he said he see a person that was wearing one of their shirts at that event.
Yep. Well, that makes me question the WWE right there. If some damn Dirty Bird fans there. I may have to rethink stuff. Maybe I'm an AEW fan now.
Oh shit!
Well, do yourself a favor and go look at Archer's
I watch
I was gonna say
AEW. I watch AEW every Wednesday. Watch NXT.
you
every
watch
Tuesday.
AEW on Saturday sometimes,
Sometimes it's rough. Collision. I just can't get into Collision.
and you watch it Fridays
Sometimes, but I have to be about half out of my head to do that. That's a little much.
What's
I
his-
watch NXT. Been watching NWA. It's been good.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it's been good.
I don't know if any of it would have been better than watching the fucking Pacers last night.
Well, that's true. It was pretty rough last night.
That was disappointing. Hopefully Thursday, Colts move up in the draft.
Get Marvin Harrison.
Oh, if they move up and get Marvin Harrison, I'm gonna go crazy.
Oh yeah,
Short trip.
Yeah.
my tickets will have a lot more value.
I don't know if they'll move that far up. I think they're going to move up and try. I think they're going to move up and get a receiver, or they're going to get that tight end from Georgia,
You know what? Why?
Bowers, which I'd like. I would like that too because we need a tight end that can produce.
Do you think the Giants are going to take a quarterback?
I think they're going to trade that pick to probably Minnesota.
I know what Marcus did. Most of the vacation, he was drinking Long Island iced teas.
I know. Every time I saw a post, he was drinking some Long Island iced tea or moonshine.
We don't do a lot of that, but boy, that one at the steakhouse there in Pigeon Forge, that cherry one was fantastic.
It's like, damn, Marcus went on vacation, tied one on.
Marcus, do you like lemonade?
Yeah,
You like different flavors lemonade?
well, it depends what they are.
I
I
had
don't know why.
one-
With the stuff you've been sending, I don't know what you're going to put in it.
No. This is the real one. It ain't the crazy stuff.
Yeah, the pictures you and Kelly been sending.
No, not the nasty pictures. As Marcus said on there that day. But anyway, oh, I'm gonna lose it again. Anyway, this is Calypso brand peach, country peach lemonade. Outstanding.
I'll probably like that.
Well, everybody have a good night.
Yep.
Yep, it's
Take
starting.
it easy, guys.
All right, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube, like, follow Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. And we'll see you guys next week.
No, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
Here, this is G.W.R show. They've been trying to get me on this podcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.